Building lists around secondaries. This is kind of a complex topic, and we're not going to go into any super big details about any one faction. This is more of an overview video of how to pick secondaries, how to make a list, and really how to score passively or how to build a list to score more. First, let's talk about things about minimizing your opponent's score. The first thing to minimize scoring for your opponent is don't give up things like no prisoners or assassinate. And what I mean by don't give those up is don't let them score an exceeding amount of points. So things like no prisoners scores an additional point if you have more than 50 wounds, between 50 and 99. And if you have more than 99, gives an additional 2 points for the tally if they kill that all by the end of the game, or that many wounds by the end of the game. So, for example, if my list only has 99 wounds, they can't kill the 100th wound, which means it denies them 2 points. So they can only score a 10 on no prisoners instead of a 12. Same goes for assassinate. If I only have 4 characters, you can only score 13 points. If I only have 3 characters, you can only score 10. This helps out a lot if your opponent's army is not one of the armies in the game that scores passively from their codex secondaries. MSU armies and lists don't really suffer the same punishment as things that give up like no prisoners and assassinate or even bring them down, because it's such a secondary that's so emphasized to go second to get the most value out of, because then you know how many units you have to kill, so it's less appealing for most players to take that even if you are playing a very MSU list. Now, let's use this concept in reverse. If your army doesn't have that many great codex secondaries like World Eaters or Astra Militarum, where you get 12 or 15 points for just playing the game, you need to build things into your list to score these points passively in case your opponent doesn't give up these secondaries. Things like R&D, Behind Enemy Lines, and Warp Ritual are all great ideas to build around into your list to have more resilience into things that don't give up secondaries. And the reason we build like this is because armies like Custodes exist that don't give up very many, if at all, any secondaries that are worth taking. And you don't have to follow this to a T. There are skew builds and stuff where if you only give up 1 secondary, it's not the end of the world. Even giving up 2 isn't the worst. Ideally, you don't want to give up any, but giving up 1 is not the end of the world, especially if you can capitalize on a very powerful unit. Things like World Eaters want to run a bunch of infantry, and it's very hard to get away from that aspect, so you are ending up just having a no prisoners count that normally is above 100. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe and follow us for future content.